So today we are going to be doing some 3D elements onto this tumbler, and I thought this would be a great one because I really wanted to make a pot to look more natural with a little flower, so this cactus was just perfect for it. As usual, I'll put everything I used today into the description for you guys. So let's go ahead and wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Ahead and already prepped, and I primed my tumbler in this dark green color because obviously my cactus is going to be green. Now the next thing I want to do is get a nice straight line for where I want the pot to be. So I'm just going to place it onto my turner and use a acrylic marker or chalk or whatever you guys have on hand to make a line that goes around the center so that way I can mark that off. The two glitters I'm going to be using today are called Meadow and Coffee Cake. Meadow has a beautiful holographic sparkle to it. It's a metallic with a holographic sparkle, which I don't know if I've really used that in any tutorials, but here I'm using it today. So I'm going to be using glue as my adhesive so that way I can kind of move on pretty quickly through each color. The reason why I say that is because I'm going to go ahead and put my green down first, but I'm going to set that off to the side and let it dry a little bit before I add the gold, just so that way the gold doesn't stick down into the green. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that to accidentally happen. So I'm going to go ahead and get my glue laid down. I'm going to go ahead and shake on that green, and then I will set that off to the side to dry for about 10-15 minutes. Then after that, I went ahead and swept off all the loose glitter off where I want to do the pot area. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to apply my glue right down into the area I'd like the gold. Go ahead and shake on that gold glitter. And then of course now I'm going to set that off to the side and let that dry completely. With it being so hot in my garage, it only took about an hour before it was pretty much ready to move on to the next step. And it kind of reminded me either of a duck or a bottle of champagne at this point. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Now, moving on to the next step, I went ahead and let that dry. I brushed off all the loose glitter so that way those glitters didn't mix in with each other. I sprayed it down really good with my sealer, and now we're ready to apply our first coating of epoxy over top. And I always like to check it with my glove to make sure it's not going to move around. And if it does move around, I go back outside and reseal it once more to make sure, again, that glitter doesn't shift on me. I put about 30 milliliters of epoxy over top, and it was nice and smooth after it cured, so that way I was ready to move right into decorating it. So you can do the next steps however you feel more comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and move on to doing the little spikes coming off of the cactus first. So I'm going to need a piece of tape, whatever kind of width you want. I think it's about an inch width, and I thought that was pretty good for the size tumbler I'm using. And that first piece of tape is always the most crucial because every piece of tape that you put on here hereafter is going to pretty much follow this guide. So you want the very first one to be as straight as possible. So going right next to that center tape that I made sure was really straight, I'm going to put 2 more pieces of tape right off to each side. Then I will come through and go ahead and remove that center tape. And then I will take that and I will place it right next to the next piece of tape I plan on doing. So it'll all make sense here in a minute. So we're just going to rotate, but we're going to focus on that empty spot that I have right there. Taking an acrylic marker, we are going to get its little spines going here. So I'm just going to do 3 upward motion lines there. And I felt like that looks really good. I like the way that looks. I feel like it looks like the little spikes that coming off of a cactus. So I'm going to go with it. Now is the part where you want to make them about the size that you would want. So I didn't want them too big, and I didn't mind how they were spaced. You know, it didn't matter for that. I just know I wanted them all in a line, and I wanted the line at least as straight as possible. Anything pretty much after that, it doesn't really matter. I didn't care if they were like exactly lined up next to each other per se, but you definitely want them kind of lined up next to each other. And you for sure want to make sure that the spacing in between each row is pretty even. That's why I'm using the tape, because that really does add some structure to it, and it really does make it look a lot more like a cactus. So taking that piece of tape on the one side, I just transferred it over just like so, removing the middle, and I'm just going to keep on with that motion, rotating my tape and putting down my spikes. And if I need to, when it's all said and done, I just come through and adjust my lines. You can easily wipe this away if you need to redo a line or add some more if you want to, completely up to you guys. Now we're going to go ahead and apply the pot portion, which I'm just using this twine that I had gotten, I don't even know when, from Michael's. I like to go to their clearance section and I just buy stuff on a whim and have it here just in case I might need it. And now I'm using it. See, it has a purpose. It just might take a little while before I use it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to figure out how much twine I'm going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and fully wrap the bottom how far up I want to go, so that way I know how much twine to unroll and cut off. So when I'm wrapping it around the bottom, I am going to leave a little bit of a gap just so that way it's easier to epoxy and it doesn't get caught up whenever you try to set it down on stuff. And I'm also going to make sure that I leave enough so that way I can form a bit of a lip on top of where I want my planter to end. I'm going to treat this twine just like how we would fabric. So we want that fabric fully coated in some type of glue or sealer before you epoxy, because it'll give it that weird look to it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So in order to do that, because this is a lot thicker and coarser than fabric, I'm actually going to soak it in glue first before I put it onto the tumbler. So that way it's already pre-soaked with a sealer and I don't have to worry about that. So as you've seen, I just simply use Mod Podge. I put a little bit of water into it, and now I'm just going to push my rope down in there and let that pretty much just absorb the glue. And honestly, this really didn't take too long. I thought maybe I was gonna have to let it sit for a while. I only let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, and it was pretty much ready to go after I did that. But as you see here, I'm just really squishing it in there, making sure that it's soaking up all that liquid. The next part is really messy, and I tried doing it not on the turner and it wasn't working for me. So I actually put it onto my turner and it went much better. And I should have had something under my rope here, but on the table, but it's all good. It is what it is. So I pretty much have my soaked rope and I am just going to start twisting it around the bottom. Now that first line is very crucial because as I got it going, I wanted to make sure that I pulled it tight. You want it really tight. You don't want it loose. Again, just pretty much like fabric, and I'm really trying my best not to touch the top portion either. I guess I could have wrapped that in like saran wrap so I wouldn't have touched it, you know what I mean? But again, it is what it is. So I'm pretty much just going to hold that tight, and as I go, I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to make sure that it's laying flat against the tumbler as I go. And this did a pretty good job. I was pretty happy with it once it was all said and done. And because it's glittered, I don't mind the little gaps that were here and there. I actually kind of like that. It's kind of neat to kind of see the glitter poking through a little bit. It just gives it a little bit more depth and dimension. And I don't know, I liked it. But you're going to see me as I get going. I am going to kind of adjust it as I go because I don't want to get this twine loosened up. So I kind of stop. I adjust the bottom, getting it how I want it on the bottom, making sure it's all nice and straight, making sure that glue isn't too piled up. You don't want too much. So pretty much as I'm pulling, I am dragging a bunch of that glue off of the rope as well, just so that way, again, it's not too piled up on there. But I'm actually, I know I'm like jumping the gun here, but I was so happy with the outcome after this was all said and done that it's really inspired me for a few more things, but I don't want to do them right away, but it has kind of inspired me and I wrote down a few things that I would like to do with twine again because I really thought it was kind of a really cool look. So once I get to the very top of my pot here, all I'm simply going to do is stop, and then I'm just going to start my line back up over itself. So I'm going to bring it over, and I'm going to start making that thicker top portion of my pot. So I'm going to get that line going, and I'm going to pretty much backtrack and do this and stack it double up on top of each other, and it's going to create that lip or that ledge of a pot that we typically know of. Or you could just keep it as is, you don't have to add the lip to it if you don't want to. So I did about a 1/2 inch on the top there, and once I got to the end, I'm going to get that going, and I'm just going to find my ending point there, and then I'm just going to tuck it up under the rope before it so that way you can't see that flopping around. So that way it'll glue itself down under there. You won't even be able to see it. So I'm just going to tuck that away. And then is the process of letting it dry. So this took me a good day, okay? It took me a solid day for it to dry. And I did let it spin for a little bit because it is pretty wet. I didn't want that wet glue dripping up anywhere that it didn't need to be. So I actually did let this spin for about an hour or so until it formed kind of a skin on it. And then again, I just set it off to the side and let that dry for a solid day. But as you can see, before I do that, I'm just coming through and making sure that I lay all those little fibers down. You know, twine has all those little fibers. So I just kind of roll it around, push everything down, make sure everything's adjusted the way I want it to be, because once it's dry, it's pretty much holding its shape. So make sure it's the way that you want it to before it's completely dry. And of course, any excess, I just come through with a paper towel and just kind of gently wipe that away, just again, so that way there's not buildup or anything like that. I mean, you don't really have to, it dries clear, but I just wanted to. Okay, I don't know. I looked up cactus puns and I happened to like this one, have a Fan-Cactus day. And I had to make this up myself because obviously I couldn't find it anywhere else, so I made it myself. But I'll put down below the fonts that I used. I just used a swirly cursive font and then just a regular font to kind of give it some variation. I cut it out. I made sure to do an offset, a white offset, and then the main portion is like that pretty holographic green, and it almost looks like spiky, kind of like the plant, so that's why I liked it. But again, I'll put it down in the description box for you guys. And I forgot to mention this was after the bottom dried, okay? I just want to let you, or you could have done it beforehand, however you want to do it. So with this curvy tumbler, the bottom portion there I knew would get caught up and it would make it become not straight. So I just trimmed around the word day, so that way once I apply it, I can simply adjust that to make sure it's as straight as possible for myself. So see here, you can see a little bit more up close. See how the tabs are pulled up? That would have all crinkled up on me and that would have been no good. So I got the top portion laid down and then I just come through and push straight down the word day and it's nice and straight. So now I'm going to go ahead and seal down my top portion here with some liquid sealer, because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have not put epoxy on this yet. Okay, so we're going to move straight again into doing the flower, and then after the flower is dried, then we start doing the epoxy. So here we go. Let's do the flower. Pulling out our air dry clay that we used when we did the little piggy tumblers that we did. I haven't opened this up yet, so this was the first time of me opening it after I sealed it in here, and it did good. It wasn't dry at all. I was able to pull it off and keep creating with it. So I pulled off about a palm size worth of clay, and then I'm just going to knead it and kind of condition it so that way it rolls up and works with me pretty easily. So I'm just going to sit here and do that. It's about 5 minutes or so that I did this. Next, I just kind of laid it out into a loaf and just made it as even as possible. And then I'm just going to come through and cut off however many balls I need to make. So I'm just trying to evenly make these lines so that way the balls are about as equal in size as possible. But you end up needing 6 altogether, which I didn't have exactly 6, so I did have to dip back into my stuff and get some more, but I'm just letting you guys know you're going to need about 6. So now all you want to do is just roll them up really good in your hand, and I like to take my water and smooth them out really good too. But as you can see, the shape here, it's almost like a star shape. So after I got them all rolled out, now I'm going to really come through and smooth them out really, really good with my water, roll them up one more time, and I'm going to start to kind of push them together. So I'm just going to smooth them out, and then I'm just going to lay them down onto this tile, all next to each other in that star pattern. So 1 at the top, 2 on each side, and 2 on the bottom. Now once you do that, you're going to go ahead and take a back end of a paintbrush, and you do want to make sure that you put a little bit of water on there or it'll kind of stick. But this is going to, again, accentuate the fact that it's a flower and kind of give it more of that petal shape. And you're just going to make an indent from the inside all the way to the outside. For the center portion of your flower, I made it just a little bit smaller than the rest of the petals. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing just like I did with the other ones, wetting it down, making sure it's nice and smooth, and just place that right down into the center, making sure that everything is nicely stuck together. After I got this made up, I realized that's probably going to be a little bit too big. So I went ahead and made up a second one that was a bit smaller, so that way after it dried, I could kind of determine which one I liked better. Now when it comes to the drying process, I'm going to set it off to the side. It took a good day just like the bottom did, so you might want to do it around the same time that you do your bottom so that way it all kind of dries equally and you don't have to wait for anything. But I did have to flip this, so the next morning I did flip it over so that way the backside could get dry as well. And if you need to, it might take longer, you know, depending on how hot or how cool your craft room is. So after it was dry, it did kind of break apart a little bit. I'm not overly worried about it because I got my handy dandy glue gun and we're going to simply glue this back together. And then I'm just going to set that off to the side and let that dry fully before I move on to the next step. So I'm just going to paint it a typical color. I'm just going to paint it this pretty kind of pinkish fuchsia color, of course, with the center being a yellow. The only thing I wish I would have done differently here is instead of moving straight into the paint, I wish I would have primed it with a white acrylic paint first, because this does absorb a lot and it did take a bunch of coats to paint it up. So either seal it with glue or seal it with a paint, either way. I wish I would have done that first. That's it. That's the only thing. Now, obviously you could glitter this as well, but I didn't want it glittered. I kind of wanted it to go with the pot. So I didn't, I really wanted to, but I didn't. Okay. I kept it as is. So now after this dries, we are going to again take our hot glue gun and we are going to get this attached to our tumbler surface. So after I get that applied, I will come through and just make sure that there's no white exposed on the back. So I'll just take my paint and paint back there if I need to, making sure it doesn't get onto my cup. But then that's when we start sealing with epoxy. That's pretty much all it needs after this. So when I go to do my epoxy over top, again, you just want to make sure there's no buildup underneath, too much underneath the flower and too much around the pot portion. You just want to make sure you treat it kind of like a handle. You just come through and kind of pull away any extra that seems to be pulling up as you go. And that's pretty much it. That's all you want to do. You want to give it another coat or two of epoxy and she is ready to go. Whether you take this design and duplicate it as is, or you take it and let it inspire you to create something that is completely your own, I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial today. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this group. It means so much to me and my family. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next video.